Because of the nature of my work, I tend to work a lot with people who feel like failures. So I was originally going to make a short video on this about, yeah, so you can totally feel like a failure, right? But the thing is, life will continue. And so that means right now you can feel like a failure, but there's always chances to not feel like failure in the future. But the more you dwell on it, the more you stay in that feeling of like, oh, I'm feeling like a failure, the more chances you are removing yourself, right? Okay, so that was originally what I was going to discuss. But the more I thought about it, you probably know that already, right? If you didn't, good. Um, so you probably know that you have future attempts to not feel like a failure. But I think feeling like you're not good at something and feeling like a failure tend to be kind of different in terms of a nuance. And so when I got curious about what feeling like a failure means based on my own life experience, I think it has to do with this kind of a feeling where you just want to start over, right? There's too many things that are just fucked up with you, and to try and address them one by one is like, holy crap, man. It's like I started a new game, and there's so many mistakes I made with this character. It would actually be time saving for me to abandon this character and just start anew. So I think at that level, even if you don't play video games, when you have too many individual things that aren't going well, that's when you really want to consider feeling like a failure, right? So in this, with this additional context, I think it's important to think about then how do we get out of this feeling? Well, obviously, there is really no other way but to address these things one by one. But the thing is, we think that it's all going to be bad because based on our projections, based on our previous experiences, we have a nice guesstimate of what this attempt at fixing ourselves will feel like, right? And because of that fairly accurate guesstimate, we can see that we have a really long and winding road ahead. But again, the in Spain there's a Camino de Santiago, that pilgrimage road. There's a lot of people who walk it, right? How do they do it? One step at a time. People finish marathons. How do they do it? One step at a time. So, all these roads that are super long and winded, you can still do it one day at a time. But the thing is, when it has to do with our psyche, we feel bad about it. And the long and winding road doesn't help. So, this is what became the primary point for this video. Something you can do if you are feeling overwhelmed by the long and winding road is reverse engineer this. You have so many things to address because you are trying to be a perfect human who's good at everything. I am not saying that's a bad way to live. Having very high standards for yourself across the board is a noble way to live life. But if that is going to be a stressor in your life, then it's achieving the opposite of what you want, which is to improve your life. So, we have to understand juggling two things and juggling 15 balls, it's the same act of juggling. But simply by having more volume, it will be very overwhelming. So, when we feel like a failure, something that can help reverse engineer this problem is, why is it important to me to be good at so many things? What does it mean to me that I am bad at certain things? Because that is precisely what's adding to the pile of overwhelming things to do for yourself.